Hisham was once a high achiever, top 5% in university, always praised for his potential. But the real world hit differently. His first job in a startup promised creativity and growth. Instead, it delivered Slack messages at midnight, open plan distractions, and dopamine-chasing habits he never signed up for. Twitter threads replaced thinking. He couldn't focus for more than 10 minutes at a time. Days ended in guilt and regret. He had dreams, launch his own startups, build AI tools, become someone who created value. But nothing moved forward. Like many graduates who could not settle in their primary professions, but started working whatever comes in their way. Mechanical engineering graduates working in IT professions. Sounds familiar, right? Then one weekend, tired of the noise, Hisham picked up a book, Deep Work, by Cal Newport. That was the beginning of his transformation. The term deep work finally clicked for Hisham, not as a buzzword, but as a complete mindset shift. Newport defined it sharply. Professional activities performed in a state of distraction-free concentration that push your cognitive capabilities to their limit. These efforts create new value, improve your skill, and are hard to replicate. Hisham stopped reading. He reread that sentence, slower this time. That was everything he hadn't been doing. He had been multitasking, skimming articles, replied messages during meetings. His brain was in fragments. Deep work wasn't just about being focused. It was about protecting the rare mental state where breakthroughs happen. Newport contrasted it with shallow work, emails, reports, mindless admin tasks that feel urgent but leave no legacy. Hisham saw himself in that trap, always occupied, never progressing. He imagined a life where each hour left a mark, where his time built something permanent. That was deep work. Not harder work, but higher work. Work that mattered. For the first time, Hisham saw his scattered routine as the enemy, not a necessity. That realization felt like being handed the blueprint to a life of actual substance. So he started reading the book Deep Work. Let's read the book with Hisham. Lesson number 1. Deep work is valuable. The book began with a wake-up call. Newport described deep work as the ability to focus without distraction on a cognitively demanding task. Hisham realized this was exactly what he lacked. He was busy all day, but nothing ever felt meaningful. Newport showed how people like Carl Jung, Bill Gates, and even software developers who worked in uninterrupted bursts changed the world. Hisham felt a painful truth. In a digital economy, deep work is what sets people apart. Those who can master hard things quickly and produce at an elite level will thrive. The rest will drown in the shallow. He looked around. Everyone was drowning. Lesson number 2, deep work is rare. Newport argued that most companies, despite their claims, reward shallow behavior. Instant responses, meetings over deep thinking, visible business over actual progress. Hisham remembered his own job. Slack always open, email alerts nonstop. There was no room for thinking, only reacting. Newport called it the metric black hole. You can't measure deep work, so companies avoid it. Instead, they promote open offices, multitasking, and a culture where being always available is seen as being valuable. Hisham now understood. If he didn't protect his mind, no one else would. Lesson number 3. Deep work is meaningful. This hit Hisham on a soul level. Newport explained that deep work isn't just productive, it's satisfying. Humans are wired for flow, for pushing their cognitive limits, for being completely immersed. The most fulfilled lives aren't the most comfortable, they're the most engaged. Hisham remembered coding for 8 hours straight during his final year project. How time disappeared. How alive he felt. That was deep work. And he hadn't felt it in months. He decided then he would bring that feeling back. The rules for deep work. Rule number 1, work deeply. Hisham's first challenge, build a deep work routine. Newport suggested choosing philosophy. Hisham picked a rhythmic philosophy. Set a time daily and commit. Every morning from 8 to 11 a.m., he'd do nothing but work on his side project. No phone, no Slack. He created a ritual. Same chair, water bottle, no distractions. It became sacred. Newport emphasized the importance of environment. Hisham redesigned his desk, removed clutter, put up a single quote. Depth over distraction. He learned to track deep hours, not tasks. He didn't just do work. He built the habit of working deeply. Rule number 2, embrace boredom. At first, it was unbearable. No podcast during walks. No Instagram while waiting. Just silence. But Newport insisted, if you always give in to distraction, your brain never learns to concentrate. Hisham started focus training. 10 minutes of just thinking, then 20. Eventually, he could sit and write code for hours without itching to check his phone. He was rewiring his mind, one painful minute at a time. Rule number 3, quit social media. This was Hisham's digital detox. Newport didn't preach total abstinence. He preached intentionality. Hisham asked, does this tool help me reach my professional or personal goals? If not, it went. He deleted Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok for 30 days. The fear of missing out quickly faded. What stayed was clarity. He no longer lived online. He lived here. Even his creativity returned, because boredom, as Newport explained, was a wellspring of insights. Rule number 4, drain the shallows. Hisham tracked his entire day. Newport suggested assigning every minute a job. It was strict, yes, but it revealed the leaks in his time. He began scheduling email replies to specific windows. Meetings were trimmed or avoided. Multitasking was banned. Hisham found he could do in 4 deep hours what used to take him 10 distracted ones. His productivity surged. So did his confidence. He launched his first digital product, then an article, then a YouTube channel. Epilogue, the new Hisham. 6 months later, Hisham wasn't a different person. He was his best version. He worked 4 to 6 focused hours a day, learned faster, created more, and finally began building the future he once only dreamed of. He wasn't more motivated. He was more disciplined. And the world still buzzed around him, notifications, noise, content. But he didn't flinch, because he had built his fortress of focus, thanks to deep work. If Hisham's story sounds familiar, maybe it's because we're all Hisham at some point, lost in the noise, craving depth. But the truth is, you can reclaim your focus. You can do meaningful work. You can live intentionally. All it takes is the first step. If this story inspired you, please like the video, comment, I choose deep work, and subscribe for more transformational book journeys like this one. Because every great life starts with a focused mind.